Right, you would have seen before I showed I was hole punching the front, and I've gone along and freed it all up. I was wondering why it wouldn't move. Yeah, I'm not very intelligent sometimes. I realised afterwards this frame here, I thought it terminated up in here, but it doesn't. It rolls back into here. So I gotta take all these rivets off along here, working away at it, and then hopefully the frame should come out. Bit of an unknown factor up in here. I've done what I can on the outside where I think the frame terminates up in the corner of the cab. Just have to carefully move it around and see what happens. Don't want to bend it. That's just a little update. I'll keep going and show you a bit more soon. Okay, bit of an update on what's happening here. I know it's noisy. I've got the heater going down here, warming the tanks up. I'll try and film it later if you'll allow, but as I talked about the supply shop that I got all body fillers off, it's going to help assist with the painting and that. Yeah, the man's come out and he's already spent an hour here and he's been trying to clean up my mess on the tanks. Just experienced, good to watch it work, knows what he's doing. So yeah, as I said, got the heater going there, it's working everything in the shop, it's quite cold today. So just what I want to show you is, yeah, my previous clip showed I de-riveted everything and I was trying to get this window mask out. And yeah, as I talked about geometry wise, it doesn't come out with the tail sticking above the A-pillars unless you cut the frame and do that. So I don't really want to cut the frame. So I've got some bad rivets, I'll show you up on the roof here. They're already gone off. So I made a decision, I'm just going to keep going and remove this roof cap. It needs work doing on it anyway. I've got multiple holes and things up here that shouldn't be there. So it'll allow me to work on all that. There's not a lot of rivets to get out. Obviously the joint, yes there is. The rubber doors. I think it's worth it and it'll allow us to, as I say, fix the roof cap and put the mask back in without trying to twist it or do any damage to it. And then we can reseal everything properly on the roof cap here. So I'll keep grinding and punching rivets and I'll give you another update soon. Right, I'll bring you back. After about 3 hours of grinding, finally de-riveted all the way across the joint there. So the next step is to, what I did was, I might have shown it before, I'm not sure. I use this tool here, and I hit that up under there and go along and try and break the seal, try and get the cap to lift. I don't think I've missed any rivets, you wouldn't really know. There's one hidden behind the rubber here on the mirror mount. I'll just double check I've got the one on the other side. So we shall have a go at that. It's going to be a convertible truck. Maybe if I can't fix the roof cap, we just put a sunroof in it, bit of perspex, that'll work. I'd love it. Right, I'll keep going and see how we go with this cap. Right, we're about to make history here. I think this will be the first convertible Peterbilt in New Zealand. Alright, get all that off the back up there, land on the ground. Hope there's no one there. Yeah, so there we have it, one roof cap removed. Big job, but I think it's going to pay off. Going to be a lot of work to reinstall it, obviously. Put some more strips on here. Just butane rubber, I assume. I don't know, I'll find out. Yeah, might be hard to do. But yeah, my main objective is, I might have to put you down for a minute. I think I need 2 hands. There, one window mask. Yeah. That's what I wanted to do, get it out without bending it. I appreciated the guy on the Facebook Peterbilt site, chucked a picture up asking how to get this out, and he said to cut it up through here, I think it was, through the A-pillar, and it allowed it to come out, and you can get it out with the tail on it, with the cap on. I asked for options, so that's what he gave me. It's cool, but yeah, I don't want to cut it and then re-weld it back into place. My luck, I'll be half an inch out. We'll never get the window to fit. So, it's still stuck on there. Sorry, you're on an angle, I know. I'll sit you up here. You can look at me at work. Alright. Yes. It's going to be a lot easier to work on now it's out. I suppose I should be like Mike the truck nut and talk a bit more while I'm doing things. He likes to talk and he admits it. I'm not much of a talker. So, just cleaning this up here. It's good to see there's no corrosion in the framing here. Aluminium. It's all clean. Pretty lucky there. Prep all that and get some paint on there and that before we reseal it. Obviously put the mask back in. I've got a bit of a paint scheme picked out for the truck. I printed out some pictures just off the internet, colouring pictures for kids, and started doodling, and yeah, I got a bit of an idea. I've got to draw another one yet, sort of keep looking at it and think, no, I need to do this and do that. Whether I'll ever finalise what I do, I don't know. It might be just one of those things I'll choose the lines I want for the cab, and then I'll sort of, like the visor, a little bit undecided whether I want to paint the visor. I know it's not a standard practice to do that, but I'm not, as I said before, not one for polishing. So yeah, it looks pretty bad if it's not clean and it oxidizes. It could be painted yet. See how we go. And there's, as you can hear, it's raining pretty hard here today. As other people have talked about on YouTube, sometimes people criticise and lots of comments and that. At the end of the day, it's your own truck. You do what you want to do, or whatever you're restoring. It's your choice. I mean, if they don't like it, well, it's not your problem. They don't own it, you do. Something I just noticed here. I have to light the shot. Yeah, well, it's like a purple colour here. Whether it's a factory thing, I don't know. It's a little bit of oxidization just there. Very, very minimal. I don't know how bad they normally get. Pretty happy with that. Yeah, it's a pretty daunting task when you stop and think about it. No way will I ever remember how all this goes back together. As I said before in my previous videos, they don't call me Dory for nothing. We'll get there. I suppose that's why I'm YouTubing it. Go back and look at my own videos. At least I'm guaranteed some views then. Half of them will be my own. I'm trying to figure out what I did. As I talked about, I'm not worried if this channel never grows or never becomes anything. I'm not trying to become a YouTube rock star. I'm just doing it to make it more entertaining, I suppose. Share what I do with other people out there with similar interests. I mean, there's other people out there enjoy watching this stuff but will never own a truck because of their circumstances in life. Might live in town and don't have the facilities, or just like trucks in general but don't want to own one. Don't blame them. I wouldn't either, probably. And as I said before, if it just helps one person, they searching YouTube and they want to know how to do something, and I'm not saying I did it the right way, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here, just might give somebody an idea and think, geez, yeah, that worked, or I can see where I'm going now when I pull that off, what I'm going to encounter. The 362 Facebook page, as I said before, it's yeah, I really enjoy reading that, following it. There's a lot of information on there. I see this morning some guy was asking about the wiring for its AC unit and behind the dash. Well, yeah, good time to show all that stuff, but this truck's got no AC in it, so that ain't much help to him. Plus it could be different with us being right hand drive, a bit dangerous. They've changed the wiring and pulled it across. Don't really know how they did all that. I remember when these trucks come to New Zealand, and the man I obviously obtained this off was doing the conversions, and I sort of remember them doing it a bit, but yeah, it didn't sort of. I wish I paid more attention when I went there to do other things, when we're purchasing trailers and just there visiting. Should have taken more note, I suppose, but I never knew I was going to own, or never thought I would own one of these trucks later in life. It's really got hard to do this one-handed. Pleased that the cab's not history. It's going to come back together okay. I don't think I could have done a, well, I shouldn't say that, I probably could have done a fiberglass cab truck if I ever had to. I've never done fiberglassing, but I've never done this either. First time caller for restoring a truck. Never done one before. We've owned a few trucks, but it's mainly for, you know, day-to-day use. Didn't buy them to pull them to pieces and do this to them. It's all a learning curve, this, for me. Another reason why I'm doing it. Got a bit bored with what I was doing with in life, I suppose, and decided to have a change. What I previously did. I grew up with it and done it my whole life. Sometimes you just, don't know, get a bit over it. It's time for the young ones to move up. The old guys step aside and the new ones have a go at it. The sandpit was big enough for all of us on the project I was on. It was a monster of a job. A lot of people, a lot of equipment. I've never really talked about what I've done previously. Yeah, this channel's more about the truck, not about me. I don't want this to drag out with me doing this. I just thought I'd show you a few clips, what's involved and what we're doing. It's going to be nice when it starts going back together. That's what I'm going to enjoy. I'll probably get frustrated because I'll go to paint something and it won't work, and that's just me. It is pretty miserable here at the moment, especially today with the weather. Another rain front coming through. It's blowing heaps during the night. Ugh. It's funny how it's got, oh, it's a different panel, that's why. It could actually be, it's aluminium on there. It's got like a raised piece there. It's the panel step there. I don't know. Thought it might have been like a type of filler, but it's not. I can't prove anything, but I don't think this mask has ever been out before. I think it's all factory, everything we're seeing on here. It's had no reason to be out before, otherwise it would have had, I see the repairs on it. They've tried sealing it as it's leaked. It's pretty obvious. They've had to go at it. never gonna stop the leak. And I think I'll put you down and I'll carry on doing this. Bit of a tedious job. You'd be falling asleep now watching this. Okay. I'll carry on. Okay, I thought I'd do a bit of a walk around and show you what I've been doing today. Yeah, George from our paint shop come out again today, 2 days in a row, try and help me out a bit more. Can't thank them enough for doing that. Even bought some of his tools out, power tools, and another box over there full of air tools and that. Pretty incredible. So yeah, showed me a bit more and done a big cover on there and just done a bit of patching. Got a fair way to go on that there yet. This end here, done another big layer just over the cap. So I'll give that a sand off in the morning, let it harden off overnight. It's very, very cold here at the moment. And, yeah, big dent in the bottom. And where it got side swiped, sorry, I know there's a shadow. Where it got side swiped on the side of the tank, we've managed to round that. And you know, I'll attack that tomorrow. Start sanding that off in the radius. And I know the camera doesn't really show you very much, but I'm happy with that. It's come up really good. And the next thing is the window mask. I've started just putting the flap wheel, 80 grit or so, over it to clean the paint off so we can have a good look at it. I just wanted to make sure that nobody else had been there before and put a lot of filler or something in the frame and covered it with paint. You'd never know. Obviously I'm going to sandblast it or just keep rubbing it down. Probably just keep rubbing actually. Won't blast it because the flat wheel's taken all the paint off. And worked along the edge inside here, get some idea what we're going to be dealing with. We'll make a decision on how much we cut out and what we do. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do it. We'll just work through that process. So I've just been doing a few little things here, like these are the horn mounts, the back of the horns off the roof, really oxidized in that, broken off bolts, so I'll punch those and drill them out. Just starting to do a lot of little bits and pieces. Touched one of the bands up, need to resand that. I'll just show you these. I know the light's no good. It's not your TV, it's not your computer. It's me. It's LEDs above me. The camera doesn't like the actual brand of light just in this area of the shop. So got the horn sitting here, and sort of two minds whether they even go back on. They are non-operational. I've had the diaphragms out, and yeah, in the air part of it, someone very generously, don't know why, filled them with silicone. So they no longer are operational. Now that doesn't worry me that they don't go. I'm just debating whether I even put them back onto the cab of the truck or not. It's another opportunity for somewhere to leak, and yeah, I'll put a bit of thought into that. I know we can probably seal it up pretty good. Chuck them up there. It's only a cosmetic thing. My thoughts are, I may have previously talked about it, I'm not sure. As I said, they call me Dory, can't remember what I said or do or done. This truck's got a spare trailer control valve available in it. They put one on the steering column, which I realised wasn't factory, but someone's put that on because the existing valve must have failed or there was an issue and they didn't fix it. So I managed to obtain another valve, so I'll put that back in the dash. I originally was just going to put it in there for cosmetics, so yeah, just look right. But my thoughts are, I have to check the pipe size. Yeah, it's got potential to maybe be a horn valve. Now, it'll be a little bit different having the trailer control valve as the horn valve up on the dash. But may look at some aftermarket horns to stick under the cab. It's just, you're starting to think about all those type of things, what I want to do inside the cab now internally. I've ordered the door latches, got those off Amazon. Probably not the best places to purchase, but I just hope that I've ordered the right thing. I tried to cross-reference all the part numbers and took a lot of photos of these ones so I could look at the pictures. And there are a lot of different sorts, but we'll soon know. Nothing a jigsaw won't fix. Start cutting the door out, make them work. The other little issue I'm having is this truck, while it had been parked, obviously they wanted to shift it for different reasons and all that, and the keys got lost. They pulled the door barrel locks out. So I'm actually missing the whole inner part of that one. Luckily I've still got one of these, which belongs on there, as you can see. So I got an idea of the design. Now, obviously there's a few places you can purchase them from, but the main one for me would be eBay because of the shipping. I'd like to get a matching set, obviously, with keys and an ignition switch. There's nothing wrong with this one, it still goes in the truck, but I don't have a key for it. It's just a key we found and managed to put in there and make it work, but if you hold your tongue the wrong way, it doesn't go. So I'll replace that, but yeah, the cost, I'm moaning about money now, but man, they're expensive. I was hoping to find somewhere else on there that use this type of barrel and lock as well. So I've been looking at trunk locks like for cars and that, but unless you can physically put it in your hand and compare it, it's a bit hard when you're just looking on the internet. But yeah, we've got a fair way to go before we need this, but I'm working towards it, getting there slowly. While we fix the window mask, I'll keep working away at the cab on the internals and try and get some of that done. Obviously with the roof cap off, there's going to be a lot of work to clean and get all that prepped, ready to sit that back on. A lot of sealing required and hucking of it to get it back on. But yeah, it's a big job. We just get there. Every day I just nibble away at it. As I said, it's middle of winter here, it's miserable outside, not doing much else. Right, here we are with another little exercise. No brand paint stripper. Just trying it as a sample. The paint shop man gave it to me. He said we'll just try it and see what it does. So I've put it on in other places on the truck already before I started filming. So I put the wire wheel over in places and roughed it up, cut the paint just to see, and then I'm trying where I can't get in here with items, see what it's going to do. So I'll chuck the camera on it, a bit hard to film with one hand. Just have a go at it. It is pretty cold in here again today. Shouldn't make any difference to this though. Right, if it worked as good as the smell, it's a pretty potent smell to it. As you said, just try it, and it's an exercise. He just gave it to me, eh? He said just take it and have a go. Obviously if it's going to work, we can think big. Get into it. I know Twin Sticks, he's just done his paint stripper. It's Peterbilt bonneted, but as he talked about, I think he obtained aircraft paint stripper. I don't know what the rules are over there regarding the stuff, but as everybody's commented on YouTube, especially for the States, that they've taken the nasties out of it, so it's not that effective apparently. It's not something I use. Certainly don't want to get this on the camera. Probably won't take paint off, but it'll ruin the camera. I'll put that on there. I'll get a scraper and I'll have a look. I put this on there probably a quarter of an hour ago. It's not doing anything on there. It's done nothing. Cut it a bit with a scraper. There we go. I did put some in the step there. I realised you got a wire wheel to crack the paint. Some of it was obviously missing where you've worn it. So I'll try it. It's bubbling a bit up in there. I didn't wire wheel that up in there. I just sort of try it on there, see what it does. I know she smells toxic. Dab a bit more on there. That does. Alright, well, paint stripper's doing this thing. I'll show you a bit on these tanks. I know it looks funny with all the different shades of filler on there, but we're starting to get a bit of shape to them now. Got that one laying down, obviously. Worked away at it. This is the worst bit here on this one. Really bad. It's the dent I couldn't get out. Those little areas there, I just slowly work away at them, keep filling them a bit. This one here, just spot filling the ends. Ready to give that another rub down there soon. Turn the light around for you if I can. Done a bit more filling on there. Yeah, stripper's been on there for probably, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, and yeah, hinges, yeah, it softened the paint. Certainly took it off there. It has softened it, that's all it's done, which is going to make it probably hard to get off. Would have been better off to leave it alone. On the panel work, I mean, as you can see, the stripper's still sitting on there. You can scrape away. Yeah, same thing. Soften it a little bit, but it certainly hasn't blistered it, hasn't lifted it, hasn't cleaned up around the rivets or anything. And scrape that with a corner and does nothing. So that's not positive. And in the step, I've just layered it on there real thick, and yeah, it's certainly bubbled it a little bit. I don't think you'd want to be doing the whole truck with it. Well, that's my opinion anyway. Maybe I've done it wrong. on the door there where it's been sanded in between the rivets. No, don't even touch it. Yeah, no, I haven't done anything really. I just tried a bit up there. Well, I'm pleased I didn't go and buy a big drum full of that stuff. As I say, maybe I applied wrong, did something incorrect, but when I tried under the door here, along there, it's done nothing. So it looks like sanding we will be. Actually, I'm waiting for the tanks to go off. As you just saw, I put some more filler on them. So I'm hoping to wheel them outside today. As you can see, the sun is shining. Bit of a cool breeze, but yeah, warmer than it is in the shop here. Window mask. That's the next thing I need to do. Is I've turned it over and I've started going along and cleaning this up on this side. Number in there. So, it's my next task. I'll have a go at that.